Actual puberty begins at about 13, usually a year earlier than it does in boys. At this time, the sex or gonadotropic hormone is secreted in greater quantities, and the sex glands and organs develop rapidly. Since these are all internal organs in girls, their rapid development may cause the stomach to protrude. The pubescent girl is usually very self-conscious about this. These are Janie's primary sex characteristics. Here is a diagram of the fully developed female reproductive mechanism. The ovaries are female sex glands in which the reproductive eggs, or ova, are developed. The fallopian tubes form the passage through which the mature ovum passes to the uterus, or womb. The vagina provides a passage from the uterus to the outside of the body. At puberty, female sex cells begin maturing within the ovaries. Usually, one egg reaches maturity and is released every 28 days. The ovum travels through the fallopian tube toward the uterus. At the same time, the lining of the uterus becomes engorged with blood and nutritive fluids in preparation for the development of a fertilized egg into a baby. If the female cell is not fertilized, it dissolves or disintegrates in the tube. Then the uterine wall lining, no longer needed to receive a fertilized egg, breaks down and is discharged from the body through the vagina. This release of blood, mucus, and unused cell tissue normally takes place every 28 days and is called menstruation. This is one of the primary sex characteristics of girls. The first time it occurs is called the menarche. Normally, after the menarche, there's a period of time during which the reproductive mechanism of the adolescent girl is still too immature for the conception of a child. Early menstruation is usually irregular, and Janie may feel real physical discomfort, such as cramps or headaches. Changes in blood pressure at this time may make her nervous and irritable for a few days before and during each menstrual period. Later, when her glands and organs become mature and regular, physical discomfort will normally disappear. During the years of puberty, Janie develops the secondary sex characteristics of girls. From a flat-chested child, she becomes a curvaceous teenager. Her breasts fill out and her hips grow rounder and broader. Pubic and underarm hair grows. The texture of the skin changes slightly, and the tone and quality of the voice becomes lower and more melodious. Let's review the changes that took place for Janie during puberty. First, between 10 and 12, there was the sudden growth spurt. Then the primary sex characteristics developed, that is, her sex glands and genital organs developed, and menstruation began. And finally, the secondary sex characteristics appeared. Now Janie is a normal teenager, because along with these developments, the functioning of her endocrine glands has been normal. Once puberty has been accomplished, the sex glands secrete sex hormones. These slow down the secretion of the growth hormone by the pituitary gland, and the adolescent gradually stops growing. It is this balanced interaction of the sex and pituitary glands that brings about normal development. And this is important, because if the functioning of the glands is not balanced, the adolescent may differ from others of the same age. For instance, the girl who reaches sexual maturity earlier than her friends may get the reputation of being boy crazy. Actually, the behavior that bothers her friends may be the result of early glandular activity. On the other hand, if sex hormone secretion is delayed while the growth hormone is active, the adolescent may grow much taller than his contemporaries, yet remain much less mature in primary and secondary sex characteristics. Although these differences are likely to even out in the end, they may cause emotional disturbances which could have an effect on personality during adolescence and even later in life.